like a Hellcat.
Hi viewers, hearty welcome to this session. In this session we are going to talk about a very important reagent in synthetic organic chemistry. That reagent is nothing but Grignard's reagent. In the year 1900, Grignard has discovered this particular reagent. Almost 120 years passed, yet it is highly useful in synthetic organic chemistry till today. Now what are the important reactions wherein this organic reagent, namely Grignard's reagent, is useful? Several reactions, named reactions, many of them are there. Out of them, Shapiro's reaction, Kumara's Crafts coupling reaction, Bartolli's indole synthesis are notable ones. Now, what is a Grignard's reagent? Grignard's reagent is nothing but alkyl magnesium halide. So, it is prepared by the treatment of alkyl halide with magnesium metal in dry ether at elevated temperatures. Of course, this particular Grignard reagent will come under organometallic compounds of organic chemistry. So organometallic compounds are very useful during the synthesis of several material which are highly useful in day-to-day life. Now let's focus on this particular Grignard's reagent which has bestowed a Nobel Prize to Grignard in the year 1912 in detail on the board. In Grignard's reaction, an organometallic compound, namely Grignard's reagent, nothing but alkyl magnesium halide or allyl magnesium halide or vinyl magnesium halide, etc., will react with a carbonyl compound. We know pretty well carbonyl compounds are nothing but aldehydes or ketones. For instance, I am taking a ketone here. It is reacting with a Grignard reagent, namely alkyl magnesium halide, RMGX. Now, this RMGX will be broken heterolytically in the course of the reaction to give us a nucleophile, namely R- and Mg+ ion as shown here. This R- will be attacking the carbonyl carbon because in carbonyl compounds we know pretty well that oxygen gets partial negative charge and carbon gets partial positive charge due to electronegativity difference between carbon and oxygen. So this nucleophile, namely R-, when it attacks the carbon, the pi electrons gets displaced onto oxygen atom to give this particular intermediate. So the intermediate obtained here is RCOMgX and R from this alkyl magnesium halide, namely Grignard reagent, and then an R dash here which is already present. Now this on hydrolysis will give us corresponding alcohol. During hydrolysis, mind you, this OMgX bond gets ruptured, H comes here and OH comes here. As a result, we are going to get RCOH, R dash R. So which is a tertiary alcohol because here hydroxy group is connected to a tertiary carbon. What is a tertiary carbon? Carbon to which 3 carbons are directly attached. So ketones, especially on treatment with Grignard reagent followed by hydrolysis, will form tertiary alcohols. In place of ketones, if I take an aldehyde, then what will be our final product? The final product will be an alcohol which is secondary in nature. So it is a secondary alcohol. But this aldehyde must not be formaldehyde. If it is formaldehyde, then the product obtained in Grignard's reaction is primary alcohol. So in Grignard's reaction, generally alcohols are obtained whether primary or secondary or tertiary depending upon the substrate that is taken. Why Grignard reagent is very important reagent? Grignard reagent is rather important because it has versatile applications in different compounds formation. For example, one can use Grignard's reagent for the synthesis of alkanes. It can be used for the synthesis of aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids, primary alcohols, secondary alcohols, and it has wider applications in cross-coupling reactions. Therefore, it is very important. That is the reason why Grignard has got Nobel Prize for his particular wonderful reagent, namely Grignard's reagent. Now let us see the applications of this Grignard reagent one by one in detail on the board. Let us look at the applications of Grignard's reagent. This Grignard reagent, namely RMGX, on treatment with active hydrogen compounds. What are active hydrogen compounds? Active hydrogen compounds are compounds wherein hydrogen is attached to highly electronegative atom like oxygen, fluorine, nitrogen, chlorine, etc. So let's look at some active hydrogen compounds: water, ammonia, alcohols, carboxylic acids. All of them are active hydrogen compounds. For that matter, even acetylene, because it is containing acidic hydrogen, also serves as an active hydrogen compound here. So Grignard reagent on treatment with any of these compounds, active hydrogen compounds, will form corresponding alkanes. So if I put an R dash here, I am going to get R dash H. This H will be obtained from active hydrogen compound and the R dash will be from the Grignard's reagent. Therefore, we are going to get alkanes as the products obtained in this reaction. So this is how alkanes are obtained from Grignard's reaction. The Grignard reagent on treatment with hydrogen cyanide followed by hydrolysis, namely in acidic medium H3O+, will form corresponding aldehydes. This R dash is from Grignard reagent and the CHO group will be from the cyanide obtained here. In place of hydrogen cyanide, if I take alkyl cyanide RCN and hydrolyze afterwards, then the final product obtained is R dash C double bond O R, nothing but ketone. So carbonyl compounds, namely ketones or aldehydes, can be prepared by this particular Grignard's reagent by the action of HCN or RCN followed by hydrolysis. Now let us look at the mechanism of this particular reaction. Generally, R-MgX heterolytically cleaves to give you R- minus, and this R- minus will be attacking the alkyl cyanide like this. As a result, the pi bond will be shifted onto nitrogen. We are going to get RC, R- double bond N, MgX. Now, during hydrolysis, what happens is here OH2 and then HOH. This is how the hydrolysis takes place, and we are going to get a ketone towards the end, RC double bond O R dash. What are the byproducts? The byproducts will be ammonia and MgXOH. That's it. Now let us look at the reaction of Grignard reagent with an ester. We know very well esters are RCOO R dash type of substances. So initially a nucleophilic substitution occurs. That means a OR dash will be replaced by R dash of the alkyl magnesium halide. So we are going to get initially ketones with the formula RC double bond O R dash. But when excess Grignard reagent is utilized here, the reaction will not stop here, but it leads to the formation of again a tertiary alcohol. Mind you, 1 mole of ester will react with 2 moles of Grignard reagent to form an alcohol of the formula COH R-R. So 2 moles of Grignard reagent will react with 1 mole of ester to form a tertiary alcohol with this particular formula. How do you prepare carboxylic acids from Grignard's reagent? Carboxylic acids can be obtained from Grignard's reagent by the treatment of this reagent with carbon dioxide. We know pretty well carbon dioxide serves as a Lewis acid. Therefore, this particular R dash, which is having negative charge after the heterolytic cleavage of RMgX, will attack the C double bond O of carbon dioxide and forms carboxylic acids. So this is the final product obtained after hydrolysis. So RMgX on treatment with carbon dioxide will give carboxylic acids. Let us look at the preparation of different alcohols. What do you mean by different alcohols? They are primary, secondary, tertiary alcohols by using Grignard's reagent. If I want to prepare a primary alcohol, I need to consider either formaldehyde or oxyranes. What are oxyranes? Oxyranes are nothing but cyclic ethers. So this type of compounds only will give primary alcohols. Of course, the number of carbons that will be seen in the final product will be depending upon whether you have chosen formaldehyde or whether you have chosen an oxidate. This reaction we are going to see later in detail with mechanism. Now, for secondary alcohols, you can take any aldehyde other than formaldehyde. Namely, any aldehyde on treatment with RMGAX followed by hydrolysis will give secondary alcohol. What is the alcohol formula that I am going to get? I am going to get R-COHHR. This is the formula of the secondary alcohol that I am going to get. So, Grignard reagent on treatment with ketone followed by hydrolysis will form corresponding tertiary alcohol. What is the tertiary alcohol that I am going to get? I am going to get this tertiary alcohol. That's it. So this already we have seen in our Grignard's reaction. When we focus on the synthesis of this Grignard's reagent, generally we take an alkyl halide, treat it with magnesium metal in presence of dry ether and hydrous medium. We are going to get the alkyl magnesium halide, namely the desired Grignard's reagent. But will all alkyl halides give this particular test, or only is it limited to alkyl halides? Will some aryl halides also will give this test? What about vinyl halides, allyl halides, benzyl halides? Let's focus this particular point on the board. In the synthesis of RMGX, initially we normally take an alkyl halide, treat it with magnesium metal in dry ether at elevated temperatures, therefore delta symbol is given. Then the final product obtained is RMGX, which is nothing but Grignard's reagent. So I have taken alkyl halide here. Instead of alkyl halide, can I take aryl halide? We can take aryl halide. So 5X on treatment with magnesium and dry ether also will give 5mgEX. So can I take any other alkyl halide other than these two which we have taken? This is the aryl halide. For example, I have taken a vinyl halide with magnesium and dry ether, elevated temperature. What is the product obtained? I am going to get vinyl magnesium halide. So all these types of Grignard reagents can be synthesized. But what happens if I take allyl? We all know very well, allyl halide is this one. I am taking allyl bromide in this case. So what is allylic carbon? Allylic carbon is carbon adjacent to a double bonded carbon. So this is allylic carbon. So to this allylic carbon, a halogen is attached. Therefore, it is allyl halide. This allyl halide on treatment with magnesium and dry ether do not give the Grignard reagent. Similarly, benzyl halides also do not give the Grignard reagent. So I am taking benzyl bromide here. I am treating it with magnesium and dry ether. So we are not getting the Grignard reagent. What is the reason? When benzyl bromide is taken as a substrate for the synthesis of Grignard's reagent, this is going to occur. So initially this will react with magnesium in presence of dry ether. It forms benzyl magnesium halide as shown here. But this is not stable. Here it bears partial positive charge and it bears partial negative charge. This will be able to react with another molecule of benzyl bromide, because benzyl carbocation obtained is highly stabilized due to resonance. Therefore, this will be attacking this carbon. As a result, the Br minus will go away. This MgBr and Br will become MgBr2, and we are going to get a dimerized stack here like this. CH2, CH2 and a phenyl ring. So because of this reason, we say that benzyl bromide do not form a Grignard reagent. Because not only that, the alkyl halide that is taken in the synthesis of Grignard's reagent, if it is attached with some active hydrogen groups, like I am taking a bromoethane wherein H is substituted with OH. It is an active hydrogen compound here. So this cannot form the Grignard's reagent by treatment with dry ether. No. Not only that, I can take even active hydrogen groups like NH2 group, amide group, CONH2 group, COOH group, etc. etc. If this type of substituents are present in the alkyl halide molecule that is taken during the synthesis of RMGX, the product is never formed. If gem dihalides or vicinal dihalides are considered in the above reaction in place of alkyl halide like this, then also we don't get the desired product, namely Grignard's reagent, but we are going to get alkenes. So all these substrates will not work out during the synthesis of RMGX. For example, I am taking Br, orthodibromo-benzene in magnesium and triether. I will be getting a benzene formed instead of an RMGX or 5-MGX for that matter. Until now, we have focused on the synthesis of Grignard's reagent and the limitations that are involved during the synthesis of Grignard's reagent. Not only that, we have already seen some simple reactions using Grignard's reagent, wherein different classes of compounds can be synthesized. Now, let us focus on few typical reactions involving Grignard's reagent, which are academic as well as synthetic importance. Now let us focus on some typical reactions of Grignard reagent. I am treating cyclohexanone with methyl magnesium bromide. Methyl magnesium bromide. Then what is the product obtained? We know pretty well cyclohexanone does not possess a planar shape like this, but it is having a chair conformer like this. Now this cyclohexanone on treatment with methyl magnesium bromide. Mind you, in methyl magnesium bromide, this methyl group bears the negative charge and magnesium part will be bearing the positive charge. Now this will be attacking from the axial side. Why? Because methyl is very smaller group, not having steric repulsions, and there is a hydrogen here and the flagpole interactions are very poor. Hence this can come and attack from the axial side. As a result, the OH formed in the product will go to equatorial position as shown here, and the methyl will be forming the axial part. Let us suppose if this compound cyclohexanone is treated with a tertiary butyl magnesium bromide like this, then what happens? Because this tertiary butyl group is larger group, it cannot attack from the axial direction. It will be attacking only from the equatorial direction, resulting the OH towards the axial lane as shown here. A very important product one should remember. The second reaction, let us treat this RMGX with oxyranes. Already we have seen this reaction, but we have not seen the mechanism, and also we have not seen the effect of substituent on this oxyrane. So let us focus that particular aspect now. So RMGX will give R minus, and in oxyranes we know pretty well we have CH2 here, and oxygen being more alpha negative gets the partial negative charge and this gets the partial positive charge. Therefore, because these two carbons are equivalent right now, the R minus can attack any one of the carbons. As a result, this bond, this CO bond will be cleaved and you are going to get this particular product. So R is attacking CH2 here, so CH2 and then OMGEX. After hydrolysis, we are going to get a primary alcohol. During hydrolysis, this bond ruptures, therefore we are going to get RCH2, CH2OH. This is the product obtained. It's a primary alcohol wherein two carbons are elevated, because in the oxyrane I have taken here there are two carbons. But what happens if there is a substituent at the oxyrane? I have taken this oxyrane now, which is having methyl substituent. Now the R minus in this case will attack always a less hindered site. Why a less hindered site? You might be having partial negative charge here, partial positive charge here. Similarly, partial negative charge here, partial positive charge here. But the partial positive charge here is being suppressed by the methyl group, which is electron donating in nature. Therefore, this nucleophile cannot find more amount of nucleophilicity at this site. Therefore, this comes and attacks only at this particular carbon. As a result, what is the product obtained? You see R, CH2, C, the CH3 group which is already present here, and then OMGX. Of course, H is there as it is. And this on hydrolysis will give us an alcohol of this kind, R, CH2, CH, CH3, OH. That's it. It is a secondary alcohol. So therefore, depending upon the oxygen that is taken, the product will be obtained during this reaction. Now, as a third typical reaction, let us focus on the reaction of RMGX with alpha beta unsaturated aldehydes or ketones. And we know pretty well that alpha beta unsaturated aldehydes or ketones can be obtained in aldol condensation reaction. So I am taking alpha beta unsaturated and aldehyde here. This on treatment with RMGX. What is the product form? We are going to get 1,2 product formed with 100% yield. 1,2 product is formed with 100% yield. What is the 1,2 product here? R minus MgX plus, and R minus will be attacking here, MgX will be coming here, and you are going to get on hydrolysis, after hydrolysis, the final product is pH, CH, double bond CH, single bond C, OH, H. This R from the Grignard's reagent. So we have added this RMGX across this CO bond only. The pi bond between the two carbons is not at all affected. However, if I take a ketone, namely alpha beta unsaturated ketone, let us suppose this ketone is taken, CH double bond CH, single bond C double bond O, CH3. If this ketone is taken and treated with RMGX, then we are going to get both 1,2 as well as 1,4 product, and 1,4 product is obtained with 79% yield, which means this is the major product and this will be the minor product. When the bulkiness of this group is increased, then 1,4 product is most predominant product and 1,2 product amount decreases when the bulkiness of this alkyl group increases. Now let us focus on this particular reaction. R minus MgX plus, this will be coming here. As a result, the pi bond will be rotated, hence this will be moving on to oxygen. So the product obtained will be pH, CH, R from the Grignard reagent, CH, double bond C, the pi bond is shifted onto oxygen, so MgX has come here and the CH3 as usual. Now during hydrolysis, what happens? This MgX will go out and H will be coming here. So this is the final product obtained. However, the enol form that's obtained in this reaction as a final product may equilibrate with its keto form like this. We know very well how that equilibrium occurs. So pH, CH, R, CH, 2, C, double bond O, CH3. Of course, there should be a H here. So this is the product obtained. So keto form. So we could see the 1,4 product predominantly formed. Okay. Let us look at another reaction of this alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde or ketone treating with Grignard's reagent. I am taking a keto group here and this is the alpha beta unsaturation, and this is treated with RMGX, let us suppose. And what is the product obtained? I told you this is a ketone, therefore 1,4 product is the most dominant product. Therefore the alkyl group will be attacking at 4th place, namely at this place. R will come and this keto group is unaffected. Why? Because initially enol will come, that enol will be automatically converted into keto form. This is very important. Now let us look, if beta is already blocked with a substituent, then what happens? Let us focus that particular example here. I am taking a compound, namely ketone, which is alpha beta unsaturated, with a blocking of methyl groups at beta position. Then if this is treated with methyl magnesium bromide followed by hydrolysis, then what is the product obtained? So we are going to get this product. However, the product obtained in these reactions is also influenced by the catalyst that we take. Generally in these reactions, wherein 1,4 attack is dominant, we are using cuprous catalyst, that is cuprous bromide is used as a catalyst, Cu2Br2. However, in place of cuprous bromide, if we use cerium-3 catalyst, then 1,2 product in ketones is to be dominant. So let us see an example for that. I am taking an alpha beta unsaturated ketone like this, and I am treating it with an RMGX. Afterwards I hydrolyze the product. Then in the presence of cerium-3 catalyst, if I do the reaction, then it is going to attack this particular carbon directly, and I am going to get the dominance of 1,2 product rather than 1,4 product, because this is kinetically controlled product. So I am going to get only an R here and R dash. So 1,2 product is dominant. So students must remember that depending upon the catalyst that is taken, 1,4 or 1,2 product is predominantly formed during the attack of RMGX on alpha beta unsaturated ketones.